Good evening, guys. It's beautiful out here on the deck tonight. I've been listening to all kinds of knocks coming out of the swamp the last week and a half or so, so I thought, let's do a surprise drone run. We're going to go right here from our own deck. I'm not even going to walk the trail. We're going to put the drone up. If there's anything out there, we're going to see it. We're going to take a twilight run through the swamp. Who's in? Co-pilot. Shotgun. Do you call shotgun if you're riding in a plane? I don't know. Anyway, let's do it. Got my hummingbird feeder up yesterday, and within an hour I had hummingbirds come into the feeder, so hopefully I'll be able to get some good pictures this year of these guys. I love putting out the feeder. It just makes me feel good to help them, especially when they're having the babies this time of year. Morning, guys. Just taking the dog out. We're gonna walk 5-6 kilometers of this old road. It's an 1850s road, only used by four-wheelers now. There's nothing back here. It goes 30 kilometers through to the back of the next little town. So we're just gonna take a walk. I've got the big camera and we're just gonna see what's out here. I always ask myself what they're looking for out here because there's nothing out here. There's no people. So do they just go on joy rides? Like if you had access to a helicopter, would you just say, hey, let's go for a 2-hour ride just for the giggles? I don't know. There's nothing else out here. So another knock against this theory here that Bigfoot is real and he lives out here in the swamp is the bug season, okay? We see hundreds of moose up here on the sides of roads. People see them daily on the edges of highways getting out of the bugs because the bugs are so bad. If you've never been up here in the bush during bug season, you won't understand. But they can actually drive you enough to run, to get out of the bush. Like after hours of getting eaten and chewed, it's terrible. And the moose and the deer, they come out into the moose come out to the edge of the swamps, the edge of the highway. The deer come out into the fields. Why do we not see any Bigfoot? If it's a real creature, it's got to fight off these bugs the same as every other critter out here. Black bears? Oh, I'm glad you asked. They'll climb poplar trees. You'll see them in the tops of trees on really bad bug days. And I can do a ride down Sandam Road and pretty much guaranteed to find a black bear at some point getting out of the flies this time of year. It's just the way it is. All creatures try to get out of these flies. And so anyone who tells you a black bear can't climb a tree, they don't know what they're talking about. Adult black bear can climb trees. Absolutely. Oh, sometimes there's not much going on, guys. It's the little things. Can you see that little red maple bud right there? I'll move my hand. That caught my eye. Let's see what it looks like in a photograph. Just off through the trees here, you can see the old railroad. And that was put in here in 1870. It's along with this road, long abandoned. There's a 30-mile stretch here that nobody uses. 130 years ago they did, but not anymore. And it made me think about my neighbor, who is actually a conductor. Works for the ONR, and he does the northerly routes from here. 3 hours, 4 hours north of here. He spent his whole career, running back and forth. And I asked him, have you ever seen anything on the tracks? Daytime, late at night, any particular season, anything that you couldn't identify? And he said, no, only moose and deer. And I asked him about his running mates. Did anyone ever report anything? Was there ever anything strange that you can remember? Nope, nothing that he could remember. So it just makes me wonder, because you have to think of these train tracks as like a trail in the bush. They're out there, they're the easiest route that any animal can use. And I know for a fact, I did the studies on elk. When I was in environmental school, we had to go down and walk the train tracks. We were each given a certain section, and we had to count the number of dead elk, reintroduced elk into Ontario. And the biggest threat to them were the trains, because there was an easy trail for them to walk on, and they were getting killed by the trains. So it just makes you wonder, if this is a real creature, a real animal, why aren't there more sightings? Why aren't we getting anything on film from people on trains? No, I'm not in a mood or anything today. I'm just, you have to question. If you're going to spend this much time out here looking, these are real answers that you need to think about, Common sense says we would see these things in swamps out here in the middle of nowhere. We'd see them on the side of highway in bug season. We'd see them on the train tracks periodically. Well, there's a big pile of wolf scat. It's just fur from whatever he ate. Rabbit, or yeah, it looks like rabbit. I see white right there. So I just saw this through the bush and I thought it might be farm equipment. I'm always on the lookout for homesteads, right? Where we can metal detect. But it's not. It's an old car, I think. Yeah. Definitely part of an old car. Some junk. And then here's an old Pepsi bottle right here. Probably 60s, so not that old. $5378. So I don't know, maybe even 70s. Yeah, I do have an idea. It actually has the date, 1972. The date is right here. 1972. Well guys, it's stinking hot. We've walked at least a couple miles down the road here, so I'm going to turn around and go back. Nobody on the trail but us. No critters on the trail but us, so we'll catch you in the next adventure. Thanks for watching. Even Gage said this is ridiculous. Why are we still walking? Hey buddy? Don't let him fool you. He didn't have that much energy a minute ago. He was dragging his feet.